The Makerspace Project started in 2017. There was a social innovation competition at the University of California, Berkeley, and we developed a concept for woodworking workshops for refugees. We then flew to Lebanon and with the help of 2 local NGOs, conducted a couple of pilot trainings with a total of 25 participants. The feedback from the participants was incredibly positive, and at the same time we saw that in this region there's a huge need for vocational training programs. So at the end of 2018, we got together with a group of friends and decided to start our own NGO called Doing Good, with the goal in mind to create hands-on education programs for underserved communities. Our goal really was to scale up the Makerspace project and make it something that could have a long-term impact on the participants' lives. We wanted to create vocational training in different fields, specifically targeted to the local needs, and at the same time give the participants the tools they need for them themselves to make a positive change in their lives.
I think the Makerspace project is a really cool project because it's very, very practical. Like you actually go and teach people skills that then they can apply at the settlements immediately or over a short amount of time. And also it's exponential, so then you can see that those people will also have an impact in the lives of, or like the day-to-day lives of other people in the settlements by whether it's like making something for them or fixing a light or fixing different things. And I think that's what's really, really beautiful about it, is that it keeps growing and has a larger effect.
So this summer we flew to Lebanon to kick off the project. In every step of the way we wanted to include the participants in setting up the project, because we wanted to make sure it's sustainable, that they themselves feel like it's their own project, and that all the workshops fit their needs. Most of the Syrian refugees in Lebanon have been living in informal tent settlements for 7 years now. Many of them don't really have a perspective or any access to education.
The situation in the settlements is quite bad. It's not very good. They have a lot of electricity problems where every year we heard about fires here and there because of electricity. The installation of tents is not well installed like wooden things. Also in winter they got so cold because it's a tent, they are living in a tent. They have water leakage, and in summer times like now it's very hot. They are living like in ovens.
So after spending time in the settlements and talking with the future participants, we decided to have 3 topics: woodworking, electrical work, and sewing. So then we started developing a curriculum for each of these 3 topics and started setting up the workshops. We bought all the tools and materials, we set up the workshop room, known as the Makerspace room, and we found 3 amazing trainers to instruct the courses. In the entire project, we work only with local trainers because they know the context and they know what best to show the participants. All the workshops are structured in a way that they have hands-on training for the participants and that they would build objects within the workshops that they could use the same day. Electricity is actually one of the most pressing problems in the tent settlements. Most of the connections and wiring in the tents is unsafe, especially when there's kids around. And there have been many instances where a short circuit due to a bad cable has caused fires and burned down entire settlements. So as part of the workshops, participants first learn the basics. For example, which cables to use, how to connect them safely, and how to install sockets, switches, and power outlets. Then they go to the tents with their trainer, strip the unsafe wiring, and install the new cables and fuses and so on. And it's really cool for the participants to get the hands-on practice while at the same time fixing their own homes and afterwards having safe wires and cables in their homes.
أكيد هلا بدي يصير أنا تعلمت الشغلة بصير بفيد. أول شيء عندي بالبيت شو بصير الكهرباء بصلحوا عندي. ثاني شيء إذا عم بشكل مخيم كلنا عندي كثير عم بصير شغلات يعني ما بصلحهم عندي. ممكن بصير بيشتغلوا كم الشغلة بيشتغل باخذ على المصاري.
What's nice about woodworking is just how many different things you can build, even with just a few tools. There's very limited furniture in the tent settlements. Many people don't even have a bed, and especially in the winter and when it's raining, it's very problematic to have the mattresses lying straight on the floor. On top of that, many of the wooden constructions that these tents are made out of are unstable or unsafe for people to live in there. So as part of the woodworking course, participants learn how to use all kinds of different power tools safely, and they learn what they can build with them. So for instance, they can build cupboards, closet beds, or fix doors, windows, and roofs. So there's all kinds of different things they can do, and it was just incredibly cool to see that even after first couple of workshops, people were building cupboards that then they could take home to their own place. The demand for sewing classes was incredibly high. It was actually cool to see because we started 2 groups of 10 people because so many people wanted to join these workshops. In these workshops, participants learn how to measure, which fabrics to use, and how to combine different materials. They learn how to sew with hand, with machines, and so on. And they apply this knowledge to make dresses, to build bags or backpacks for children, and to fix clothes, whether it's their own or their families and their kids. In one of the workshops, one of the first workshops actually, participants build these simple backpacks and they put ornaments on it. And it was just amazing to see that they had this backpack that they could take home and give to their kids or use themselves, and that they also leveraged their own creativity to make it pretty.
بيحسنوا إن هن بيخيطوا بيساعدوا حالهم ويساعدوا البنات، أنا معلمهم يعني إني بيجيبوا القطعة بيقصوها بيخيطوها بيلبسوها أو بيلبسوا أطفالهم.
So what's next? Our local partner NGO Salam LADC is doing the daily operations with the help of the local trainers. And they're also making sure that trained members of the Makerspace can come in and rent out tools for free, even after they graduate the program. So what we hope to achieve with the Makerspace Project is, of course, that people can build things that they can use in the tents right away. But more than that, we hope that we can give people a perspective. With the education, we want to give them better chances for the future, and at the same time, the workshops are really structured in a way that they build things with their own hands. And this was amazing to see in the first couple of trainings, is that people really got very enthusiastic about having built something, and they were super proud to show it to their families and friends. And this is something that the workshop also is doing at the same time. It's just strengthening the communities, because people are working together, they're fixing each other's tents, and they're working hand in hand to do something big. So now the first cohort is about to graduate from the program, which is super exciting to see. And at the same time, we're already reaching out to more and more people so that more people can participate in this amazing project. At the same time, we're just super grateful and proud of all the contributors to the project, all the volunteers, the trainers, and everything who has done something to make this project a reality. But more than anything, we're proud of the participants, and it's amazing to see what they're doing on a day-to-day basis with the tools that they have now.